Did it work? Oh shit! Did we fuck up again?
Yeah, we fucked it all up.
Let me see. Let me see.
I believe it.
No.
No, we fucked it all up.
Are we live now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're back live.
Oh, well, they were Harrah live.
See, we can't turn it around.
Yeah, I was trying to see if we're still on or not. This is how updated our asses are.
We're on like an old tablet, guys. It's like ancient.
Yeah,
tablet.
I paid like $40 for it 2 years ago.
It's like a pawn shop tablet. You know, that's why we're cheap.
And so it's like all kinds of fucking
Damn it, Dad.
Yeah, we're screwed up. Yeah, I was trying to see if we're still on or not.
We're stupid.
Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, I think we're back. Yeah, sorry about that, folks.
God, we're so stupid.
We're not stupid. We're just kind of silly.
We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, we don't. So, I mean, if we're entertaining you, fantastic. If not, just exit out. Go watch something. Game of Thrones might be on tonight.
Don't touch the trim.
Do not touch the trim. Yeah, well, I mean, because there might be motherfuckers out there rolling with all the people in Westeros.
Yeah, we can't fuck with it anymore. No more.
No, we ain't gonna fuck with it. But hey, there's still 5 people watching. That's something.
Definitely something.
Yeah, that would work. Yeah, I could totally use a nice HD camera. Because I mean, you know, we're doing this just because, and you know, I mean, it's great shit. Yeah, I
420 is every day for us. Are you kidding?
No, it's just where there's like every week we try to do something else, and like I told y'all, it's a work in progress.
We're throwing noodles at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Exactly.
That's exactly.
So you know, yeah, we're fucking around just to be goofy and silly, and if it works, it works.
I mean, you guys are along for the ride, and we're open for suggestions. We're still trying to develop this thing. We really don't know what we are doing and what we're even trying to do yet. If I'm being honest, it's just kind of a work in progress, an experiment, and the main reason that we're doing it is to try to get a little bit of feedback from you guys as we go, basically, and try to figure out what we're doing. And so yeah, we're fucking up in the process. It's fun, and you guys are gonna watch us fuck up, and you'll get a laugh at us and make fun of us and call us out for being tech impaired,
technologically challenged,
and that's just how it's gonna be. It's fun.
We're famous for our silliness.
iVlog.com. Have you heard of that? I have to look into it maybe.
Miss you too. Yeah, but yeah, cause like I said, man, we're gonna try and set everything up. I mean, but we wanted to see how the only way to find out, because so many people are experts. It's like, I know I keep jumping around, but I lost my car because so many people would tell me, oh, I'll help you fix it. I'll help you fix it. Then time would get in the way, things would get in the way. You end up just having to kind of do it yourself. And sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But with this, it's trial and error. And with a whole lot of things, it's trial and error in life. So, you know, we're doing what we can and how we can, and we may just try that. No, that's cool, man. We're gonna handle it this time, but I'll hit at you here later on, because if we go fucking with it, we'll spend all the whole show fucking with it, and then we'll miss everything. We're allowed like 20 minutes to fuck around out of the couple hours, but yeah, I'll see you here soon with that. But nah, other than that though, folks, more than anything, I don't know, shit. I'm completely drawn the fucking way. Just more than anything, we're letting everybody know that we're busy as shit. Got a lot of things going on. Got a lot of things coming up, and it's gonna be hard after next week. Yeah, we probably won't be on until probably either sometime next week or something, because there's a lot of shit you and I are going to be doing.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of fucking things are going on. And, of course, you know, I'm excited about the flick. I'm real happy about the flick coming out. And I won't say no spoilers or anything. I'll be good. But usually, if anything, like maybe wait like a month or something before I do an official one. Because your ass is going to have to see it too, because we're going to have to talk about it. That's all it's doing. I mean, you know, yeah, because that's going to be one to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, more than anything, too, I'm just, as much as I love it, I'm ready for the hype to be over. I want to fucking see what happens so I can put it behind me and go on.
Yeah.
Whether it's good, whether it's bad, you know? Whether it's good, whether it's bad. I don't think it's going to be bad, but if things go the way I'm hearing, and if it is how it is, I'm going to be slightly disappointed, but it will still be nice that Hulk is doing what he's supposed to do. But I just don't like certain things that I hear. But I was the same way when I heard Ruffalo was going to be Hulk, you know, or Banner. And I was like, I don't know, man. And I told everybody, I said, the only way he's going to fucking pull it out is if he does I don't know, a believable Bill Bixby. Because Bill Bixby was the character that people grew with. They grew with David for 6 years, almost 7 years, that show was on. Mm-hmm. And, you know, wasn't ratings that killed it. They were just like, quit while we're ahead. You know, and Ferrigno was wanting to make him smart. And everybody was kind of arrowing Ferrigno against that. They arrowed Joss Whedon against making the Grey Hulk happen in Age of Ultron. We're talking the bold cut, gray skin, and him talking shit to Stark. You know, when he tells him, you're Bruce Banner. Do I look like a little small runt to you? You piece of trash. And the reason why the Hulkbuster scene was supposed to be so pliable is because the Iron Man in Veronica, the Hulkbuster outfit, would be able to kick the shit out of the Grey Hulk. Hands down. Because he's not as strong. He's smarter. And he would talk shit. And he'd be belligerent towards him and whatever. And it was going to over budget the film. And it was only going to cost $1 million over budget to give Hulk red eyes. So they went with the red eyes. So this coming movie, as everyone sees from the posters and shit, this I ain't ruining, we're going to be seeing a smarter Hulk. And I'm alright with that. It's about goddamn time. Just don't take his fucking thunder before he has a chance to fucking ride it. because he is a real entertaining character. He's really funny. He has a very Vlad the Impaler kind of humor. Like, he's real quick to flick somebody in the face and knock them across an intersection and go, "Oh, I'm sorry, were you talking?" You know, just real funny shit. He knows how to use his strength, as opposed to Hulk just and all that, and punching Thor. He wouldn't be so brute savage about it. He'd be clever. And before Thor would know what would happen, he's flying through the fucking air going, "Damn it, Banner." You know? So, you know, I just hope they don't steal his thunder too soon before he has a chance to shine. And they say Ruffalo's got one more film, but I don't know. I want to keep hopeful and objective. But Hulk isn't the character that gets the most respect in movies. You know, he doesn't have a cowl. He isn't an alien. You know, yeah, both of his parents were gone at a young age. He was 4 years old when he lost both of them. You know, so there's a lot of things that he can and can't relate to with people. And, you know, a lot of people may have their cool. They might be narcissistic. They might have culture shock. They may be disillusioned with certain things. But not a lot of people deal with anger management properly. They kind of keep it quiet. They kind of keep it up underneath the rug. And I don't. I wear my anger management the way I wear my t-shirts, proudly and on my chest. And in your shit. So if someone sees something, oh yeah, I like this shirt. It's an extension of me. And, you know, that's one of the kind of the reasons why I respect him so much. And because he's one of my favorite characters in that sense. You can always tell people by the comic book characters they like. And the thing about the explosion of these movies and the success of them, I'm beginning to I know things about people before they even fucking say anything, but they won't know shit about me. Because I've just got the wall of words up. They can't get past it. And if you are, you're a bad motherfucker if you can. But not a lot can. Because if I don't know it, I'll fact check it. But almost everything that comes out of my mouth is the fucking truth. And even the shit that don't come out of my mouth. The shit that I don't want to tell you. You know? So, I mean, like I was telling some people earlier, when it comes to toys and comic books, you best listen to me. Because I ain't gonna fuck you over. But if you're not gonna listen, and you gonna let somebody else fuck you over, I will fuck you over out of general principle, and then give you money from it. And be like, this is the money you should have made, but because you didn't listen to me, I ended up getting it for less than what you paid for it. So it's gone, but I got proper money. And I'm taking half of it. Because I did all the work. You had it, so you get half. I did the work, I get half. You didn't listen to me, motherfucker. And if you gave me a couple of days, I probably could have doubled that. You know, it's just second nature for me. And it's not often that I brag about myself about things. But the pop culture, the toys, and all that shit, it served me well. In a place where it's more fashionable to drink, smoke pot, do pills, not be involved in things. And I've done well with it. Very well. But I just don't have a capital start. And honestly, most of the shit that you would have to do now would have to be on eBay or online. Because more than half of your fucking sales will be out of state. And if you could undercut people enough to where you're still making a profit, then maybe you'll be okay. But you still gotta I mean, dude, you gotta offer somebody, oh, I'll give you a quarter for every Star Wars action figure. That figure you're gonna sell for $10 That's the only way you're gonna break a profit.
Yeah, Pawn Star shit.
Yeah, but everybody wants to get a deal, but nobody wants to fucking take a fall.
Yeah.
That's why there's no business anymore. You know, that's why there's no fucking business. Because people aren't thinking about the independent businessman. And that's why other places are going to start absorbing comic books. That's going to be fucking bad. I've heard a little sweet rumor that GameStop was going to be having comic books. Good luck with that. They could barely handle the supply and demand of the zombies that play video games. You know, have you ever been to one of those fucking places on Black Friday?
Try to stay away from everything on Black Friday.
Dude, Jesus Christ. It's like being chained up on a wall completely naked while people are pounding Hamburger Helper up your asshole. You know, and other people are tying your nuts up with Roy Rogers lasso. You know, it's bad. It's bad. And those people, they're barely able to supply the demand for the games they sell, let alone have an expert comic book guy. And that's what you're going to need, especially when you're buying back issues. You buy too high, you just fucking taking a dive, and the whole fucking region could feel that. You know, I mean, it's a great big gamble with that field, and not a lot of people are willing to take fucking chances and shit. I wouldn't, but sometimes you got to keep people around. And it's a real tough fucking business, man. I mean, that's why comic book shops seldom survive in this area. And even now with pop culture and Hollywood being just so void of ideas, where most of their goddamn fucking R&D practically have cots in comic book shops. Oh, this is a good one we can do a movie with. I can see Antonio Banderas playing this guy.
It's The Rock or go fucking home, man.
Yeah, you know.
The Rock's every fucking body.
Yeah,
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Well, dude, when he made that switch with agents, and those agents started giving him those fucking movies, you know, yeah, he started killing it. And I'm surprised he doesn't have a stronger presence in comic books. I'm surprised he doesn't have a stronger presence in either the Marvel or DC. He was supposed to be Black Adam for Shazam. Yeah, well, it happens. It came off, didn't it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Sort of.
It probably did. Yeah, it's good. But like,
I'm wrecking shit, guys.
It's fine. But no, it's. I'm very surprised that he didn't do that. I'll tell you what, for eye candy, I enjoyed the absolute fuck out of Rampage.
Yeah.
I thought that movie was fun as shit.
Really? I never saw it.
Oh, it's bad. It's real
I'm
fucking
sure it's
bad.
It has to be bad.
But I am a fucking obsessive fool for that game.
I love that game. But
Yes.
Like, to me, it just doesn't seem like that. Like, how are you gonna make it out of a movie?
They do.
It doesn't seem.
They do.
Possible.
They just set up so many outlandish, outrageous things. It's kind of like that Russian Avengers movie, The Guardians. Like the bear dude, he transforms it like he's a scientist that transforms into a giant werebear.
Oh yeah.
And has a fucking Gatling gun. Well, hi folks. You got me. Then there's this dude who like uses rocks. He like builds shields and shit around himself with big chunks of earth rocks. And then there's this dude. He's like a samurai. but his blades are circular, like half crescent circles. And then there's this chick who has this tattoo that glows, and she goes invisible and harnesses water. And they're like these bad motherfuckers fighting this dude who's all jacked up on technological steroids. Like, he's got this huge metal fucking spine and these wires all hooking through his body, and he can control and connect himself to mechanized things, machines. He can hack into computers and shit and take computers over. And it's fucking badass. But, and more original. Yeah, the basis sounds very familiar, but the characters are so extremely fresh. They're just based off of similar things that we remember, and maybe similar things from other things, creating something new from something similar. But the movie was fucking awesome. And then the other thing that I liked, there was another Russian movie called Night Watch. There was two of them, Night Watch and Day Watch. And they were pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, but these days, it's all about comic books. Everybody, Hollywood is just like fighting over the geeks. Yeah. I'm telling you, I missed my fucking calling in life. I should have fucking went out to Hollywood and tried to be a caster for films.
Yeah.
I'd have killed that goddamn job. Wouldn't need no fucking collagen. I'd just give me the agent. I work for this movie. These motherfuckers want a motherfucker that looks like that motherfucker. That motherfucker looks like that motherfucker. So how about you hook it up, take your ass down here, and be in the movie. And when you in the movie, they give you so much money. I ain't your fucking agent. Let the agent do that. Oh, no, man, I don't have a famous mom or dad, and I have to have like 37 years in college, and I'd have to suck somebody's dick for a student loan, and I'd be in even deeper fucking debt than I already am, and I will probably die of a broken heart because I said something too honest and people would take it offensive, and then I would die broke, alone, and penniless.
Oh.
That's what would happen if I became one now.
Negative, man.
Dude, I ain't being negative. I am the realist. Why the fuck you think I collect toys and comic books? That's my escape. I mean, that's really not much of a better world. But it's something to read where I'm thinking, God damn, I got it bad. This motherfucker just wiped out a planet because he farted. You know? I mean, but it's fun to dream because, I mean, well, Larry, you probably remember this. I always said in school that Ron Perlman would be a perfect Hellboy because Hellboy was coming out about that time. People laughed. I always said Glenn Danzig would have been a great Wolverine, but the wrestler that killed his family, Chris Benoit, he would have been a better Wolverine because he was even Canadian. And he looked slightly like deformed because he was so little. He had those big old fucking arms, no neck, little peanut head on these little
peanut head.
Yeah. God damn. That's your head would be kind of look like a peanut. But he had these little legs and just big old fucking arms. And they called him the fucking Rabid Wolverine. And if you would have fixed his tooth, gave him sideburns and pointed hair, gave him fucking claws, he would have killed it. He would have fucking killed it. But see, I guess he can't act. He sure couldn't act. Well, his wife and kids, god damn it.
Jeez.
That's hardcore.
That's brutal.
It was brutal. When I found out he did all that, I was like, God damn, roid rage, anyone? Poor thing, man. I mean, because I like Benoit. I like the hell out of him. I thought he was a great fucking wrestler. And he would have been a perfect Wolverine because he had that gruff exterior in it. Even talked Canadian,
Did you see the John Oliver piece on wrestlers? No. Man, he did this big piece on how wrestlers like have been dropping like flies in their 50s, and how it's like virtually unheard of for a wrestler to live to be 65 and shit like that.
And when does WWF's or WWE's retirement start?
65.
70.
70? Really? There's no wrestler gonna make it 70.
Roddy Piper wasn't wrong in that Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel episode.
Yeah, well, they showed that. They actually talked about it.
I have no doubts.
They talked about him. They talked about how Jake Roberts had all the fucking surgery shit.
Yeah.
They talked about Owen Hart. They talked about a lot of shit, and
they fucked themselves up in ways that we can't even begin to imagine fucking ourselves up.
Yeah.
I mean, really and truthfully, it's not fake.
He went hard after Vince and the WWE. Like, really, he did.
Well, because at the time they had fired him, and because he was doing something, and because he always, like, McMahon would always try to tell Roddy, look, I don't want you to bring this guy up. Because wrestlers kind of do have a choice of who they want to work with for the next couple of months. And Piper would always pick the people that McMahon didn't want. And the reason why he wouldn't want them is because they weren't stand-up guys.
Yeah.
And like the very first WrestleMania, he told Piper, Roddy, need you to take a dive, buddy. You've been working really, really hard, but you need to take a dive. Terry's been doing really good for me, and I think if you fall for Terry, it'll help both your careers. And he's like, yeah, how'd that work for Jimmy? How'd that work for Superfly? And he's like, he just kind of shrugs and goes, no, he'll get his win, but not the way he likes it. And by the way, you call me George. My friends call me Roddy. So Piper left the ring at the first WrestleMania. And that's when he became the undisputed king of countouts. Like in the middle of fucking matches, he'd wrestle people and then he'd just get the fuck out of the ring and just be like, you know what? You stink! You stink! You all stink! And I'm just telling you, and he just walked. And 20, 30,000 people, faggot, 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 and he's just walking out like this. And just smiling, middle fingers in the fucking air, waving high. People are spitting on him, throwing cokes on him. I saw that man get berated just because of who he was. And now we're all in this PC world where everybody's so offended. If Andrew Dice Clay from 1986 would come walking through out of Bill and Ted's fucking magic phone booth,
people would have a shit hemorrhage.
Yeah, if Andrew Dice Clay just walked up in there and did the... I got my tongue up this chick's ass. Oh, you're gonna like this one. I just told my mom this morning. I mean, if he would just walk in and start power bombing fucking people with shit, I mean, people's fucking heads would explode. Him and Sam Kinison both of them, it was such a shame that both of them had a rivalry. Because those motherfuckers would have taken over the world. They would have made fucking Cobra look like earthworms. You know what I mean? In this day and age, fucking, this would... Is this porn? I bet this is porn. It probably is.
Probably. Wait,
But yeah, I mean...
stick around, we'll see.
But Piper took so much shit and busted his ass for that fucking federation. With a broken leg, with a broken foot. I mean, he was riddled with pain. Nothing, dude, completely just bullshit. After bullshit after bullshit. And wrestlers, man, all the wrestlers had the same story. They're on top of the world, they got the belt. What, for like a fucking season? If that? If they're lucky enough to have that belt for a while, if they don't just gift it to some other fucking jobber who sucks better dick than they do.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and that's how it was. Piper exposed all of it. He came out with the truth about all of it, and because of it, a lot of the people that needed it quiet kind of shunned him for it and kind of flipped him shit about it. You know, probably one of the earliest inklings of Me Too, and he still got shit for it. He was always a pioneer with everything he did. He showed us all how important wrestling could be to people. You know, Hulk Hogan was a fucking lazy ass wrestler who did practically no promotion, and when he did, it was so overblown that it was ridiculous. Piper was on the cover of Time magazine. Piper was because he lived like 2 blocks down from MTV. Jay Giles band would be doing a live feed, and he just, what's going on here? Then they go, who's this crazy fucking psychopath? Oh my, is that wrestler Roddy Piper? Oh my God, what the hell is he doing here? But he would have it worked out with people and just show up. Well, then, when they had the war to settle the score, that of course ended in a disqualification. Neither of them fucking won. They never finished it until WCW during the Halloween Havoc when fucking Piper put him out in the sleeper hold. And he was the first dude to break out of the Giants' choke slam, Paul White's choke slam, the Big Show now. And all that shit. He was a pioneer for so many different things. And the man deserved to have his pension sooner. The man deserved not to be in fucking pain for entertaining and angering and moving tens of millions of people. You know, I mean, fucking, the man did more for America in the 80s than a lot of people did. He gave us a reason to fight. He gave us a reason to hate people. And he gave the entire goddamn nation a reason to hate me because I loved him. And some of the worst ass beatings I still have ever got were simply because I liked a faggot that wore a dress. I'll never forget it. And I'd take those fucking beatings and laugh all day long. And that wasn't my words. I don't call people faggot. That's terrible. Piper didn't wear a dress, he wore a kilt. But try to explain that to a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
Who had shitty parents themselves. You know? I mean, you know, if your parents were half decent and you were beating up a kid just because he liked Roddy Piper, your parents were assholes.
Oh, shit. Pregnant again?
I got too many goddamn kids. Thought she was on the pill or some shit. Must have been Brittany. You know, I mean,
Who
just...
the fuck is Brittany?
Yeah. Cleveland! That's it, man. I was surrounded. There was only a few people in my classroom that were halfway decent. And a lot of them will try to be cool with me now, and I just look at them, and I'm like, hey, that's a nice Iron Maiden shirt. You ripped one like that off of me in school. And I smiled and I said, I ought to take that one just out of simple respect. But nah, you walk around, you sorry sacks of shit. I know the truth. That's another reason why I can't succeed around here. Because the assholes all took over. And I think it's great. I'm still going to succeed. And I'm still going to take shits in your mouths. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great.
I fart in your mouth.
Yeah, I'm beat your ass and fart in your mouth. Yes, this is gross and vulgar and disrespectful. Disrespectful. That's a new word.
There's that West Virginia education right there.
Stigmatization of your things. Gibberish style orchery don't make no sense at all. That's right, baby. West Virginia education.
Oh.
You know, it's 15 minutes till, what is it? It's 25 minutes till 11.
Yeah.
But to see what that, why I say that, everybody like, oh, you went to Horseman, didn't you? Because they're the only people that would do that, I guess. You would say something else, but I was taught that way to tell time.
35.
Exactly, but I still say it that, and people go, oh, you went to Horseman. Like, yeah, I got the scars to prove that shit too, buddy.
I went to Colton.
Oh, dude. Anything. Horseman would have been nice if people weren't such assholes. But I had a few friends. I had a few friends. Now, at Capitol, man, I had a blast. I had a blast at Capitol. I actually say hi to my teachers when I walk by. My teachers actually liked me. They didn't bitch at me. They didn't flip me shit. You know, everybody, all the teachers through my younger years were just these snobby, angry, content bitches and pricks. And I don't even know what their fucking problem was. You know, I didn't really give a shit. I just wanted them to fucking give me another stupid fucking packet that I could fill out and draw a picture of Godzilla eating a baby on it. Because Jesus used to eat babies when he was president. Maybe it was Satan. Rather than make babies when they were president. And sure as shit, Godzilla did. I think he was the president for 20 years. Anything you like. Fuck it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I went from wrestling to Squidbillies. What of it?
What the fuck of it?
Fuck the training wheels. We're going fucking raw, boy.
We are.
Condoms? Who brought condoms?
Actually, hold on.
I would have. Did you ever see that video? Did you ever see that fucking
What? Oh god. What?
I almost fucking passed out. There's There's a video. Oh, dude. These guys think of fucking a rubber, right? They're driving down the road. And they're speeding up. And the dude will open up the rubber, right? And the rubber, right? Then all of a sudden, man, gust of wind catches that fucker, right? And it just unrolls into this giant, like, you know, in bubble things that people have, where they make the bubble around, it becomes one of those. And it just, and they're like, ah! Dude, I almost shit myself laughing. It's the most fucked up, funny thing, dude, you'll ever see. It's ridiculous. And the first time I ever saw it, I was like, there ain't no fucking way. And I still ain't done it yet, but goddamn one of these days, I'm going to get brave enough and do it. I'm going to get a fucking rubber and drive down the road and be like, all right, hit it. Full speed. Blah, blah. Just go up to some little lady and go for you. Tie knot in the end. Just big old fucking air balloon with lubrication on it. She'd be like, oh, thank you. I thought my head was dry.
Next time we go for a drive, man. That's what
Yes! That's so good. Oh, dude, I can't hold it. It's just, I can't even.
I can't even.
I can't even, dude. I mean,
did that damn thing I sent you last night where the cat is bapping the TV screen and the guy wrecks them. It's like a motocross race, or not motocross, but like street bike race. The guy just wipes out. The cat's there like licks the balls.
Do you ever watch the Street Fighter ones? Like when somebody will be walking and then there's the ball.
They did one with Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Like
they did one with Randy Orton, the RKO, like someone will be doing something and that's all of a sudden, oh, RKO, he'll come from nowhere. All right, yeah, this motherfucker needs. Folks, watch Kenny's face, and I challenge you to YouTube it too. It will change your life. This is the funniest shit I've ever seen, and that's saying something because I don't laugh anymore. I'm a sour ass. I hate to laugh. Watch it. No, wait, dude. Wait, brr. Wait! What? It's gonna explode. It's gonna be this fucking giant air sock. Look! It's a rubber! Oh my god, it's a rubber! Look at that! Look at his hands! They're all out like this! That's for Moby! Why you always holding your dick? Oh, he popped it.
It popped.
But yeah, dude. I swear to God, I laughed so hard at that I couldn't fucking breathe.
We're gonna have to do that.
Yeah, I'm brave. I want to fucking see. I want to see if I can do it.
It'll make your life.
It will complete my life. I mean, that's some dumb shit. Dumb shit to laugh at.
Hooray for dumb shit.
But, yeah, when you see a motherfucker going down the road with a rubber in his hand, but it don't look like a rubber, it look like a giant plastic sock, air sock, you'll know. You'll be like, oh, it's Lee. It works.
It works.
Need that for Carl.
Carl! Carl, that kills people, Carl.
If Pee-wee was on here, man, he would be laughing his ass off, our bus driver. This big old black woman named Miss Oni. And she'd get on the bus, and Carl would start acting up. Carl, get your butt up his fucking radio! One of my friends brought a track pistol on the bus.
Oh, shit.
He's driving it, we're driving down the road, he pulls out that track pistol, click, pow! And we're like, ah! She drives, almost hits the fucking side of the wall. And we're one day one of the guys was like, Miss Honey, your shoelaces sometimes. She just looked down and fucking busted off almost in the road. We were the worst bus in Kanawha County's history.
That's awful.
No cheese dick, man. Rest in peace, Mike. Gaston Caperton was standing out in front of the governor's mansion. And Mike just pulls down his pants and literally does, he does the Kilroy with his cock and balls.
Oh, that's great. No way.
I mean, dude, he's like, wait, look, see if I'm doing it right. And I hung out the window. There's the eyes. There's the nose. And that. Oh, God.
That's great.
Oh, God.
So, did he actually, like, look and see him?
Fuck yeah, dude. He called state troopers over to us. State troopers got on the fucking bus, pulled us all off the fucking bus. Oh, goddamn right he did. Jesus, hey guys, kiss this. And boom, and the cops, woo, they pulled the fucking bus over. Get out, you little bastards, get out. And this girl, she showed her tits to him. I said, I ain't gonna do nothing for him. And when I said that, I guess somebody heard me say that. And they're like, who said our sexual orientation? I was like, who said what? I ain't gonna do nothing for him. Who said that? I was like, huh? Yeah, dude, because at the time, it was big, unkept secret that apparently he was gay. I didn't know that. And because, you know, teenage girls showing her fucking jugs off. I mean, albeit they were nice for a 15-year-old to see, you know. But she's out, and I ain't gonna help nothing. He ain't gonna get nothing from that. But now Kilroy outside. I don't know how Cheese Dick got his ass out the window in the first place. Now he did, dude. He got his whole ass out that window, and the cock and balls hanging from the window. All he needed was little fingers and a word, Kilroy, underneath. It would have been complete. It'd have been complete. And that, dude, you could so take a fucking picture of that, and it could be somebody's fucking profile.
Oh, man.
And people would not even know it, man. But, I mean, when I saw it, I hung out the window, and he said, how's Kilroy looking? When he said it, I put my head, I was just, that was it. Couldn't even. I slid down in my seat, and I was laughing so fucking hard I couldn't breathe. I turned fucking Coca-Cola red. I was funniest fucking thing I'd ever seen in my life.
Oh my God, that's great.
Oh yeah, he was a fucking nut. And then there was another day, like, bus was coming back. When the bus was coming back or going to Carver, Miss Honey went through Canal City. And they decided to assault pedestrians with muffins. They were throwing fucking muffins at people. They hit some person in the face, person went up in the fucking air and on the ground. And I was like, you sure that wasn't a Tudor's biscuit? No, man, it's muffins from the cafeteria. I never ate lunch at Capitol High all 3 fucking years. I ate lunch one time, and I spent my entire goddamn lunch in the lunch line. And when I got my food and went to sit down and put the pizza in my mouth, and God damn it. So that's when I'd find my friends with the drink and with the cigarettes, and we go hang out. Now them dumbasses come up with the code that Donald Duck is dead. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? It's a code. I said, I got a better one. They were like, what's that? And I poked my head up and I went, dog will hunt. And people put their cigarettes out. Because I was doing chop top, you know? And they would be like, what the hell is dog will hunt? And I said, you probably wouldn't know. And funny enough, are you serious? That's hilarious. Larry, I wouldn't doubt it. Wouldn't doubt it in the fucking least, man. The shit we've done and been through. Ridiculous. But yeah, man, growing up that was some of the best fucking memories. And Miss Oni, she was an awesome bus driver, but crazier than shit. And my bus driver from school to from home to school, or school to home, was old Nellie. And she almost drove a bus off of a fucking bridge one time. And everybody, like, at the time when she did it, it was when Supertramp's Take the Long Way Home was famous. And so they would all get on the bus, and when they'd be going down the road, all the kids would just start singing Take the Long Way Home. And she would get pissed off and pull the fucking bus over. And one day she pissed me off because she almost tried to take off without us. And bullshit, you ain't leaving without me, motherfucker. And I got on the bus and I started singing that, and she's like, hey, singing that fucking song. And I'm yeah, dude, fuck school. But I did like high school a whole lot, man. I mean,
school days.
Yeah, I liked high school. I thought it was fun. And after a while, the teachers started giving me shit that I actually wanted to study and research. That was something new too, because usually teachers are like, "Well, you just sit down and shut up." Sit down and shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Do you want an office referral? And I'd look at them and go, "Yeah, you're right." And as soon as they would say that, I'd just reach in my bag, put my Yankees hat on. Mr. Harrah, go to the office, you're supposed to wear a hat in class. Okay, that was quick. I get up and walk out of the fucking class. Fuck you. And they just never really challenged anybody. They just gave you a packet.
I never understood the hats rule. It's fucking stupid.
I don't either. I think it's stupid. But like when they would have costume day, goddamn, that'd be the day I'd wear it. Or relax day or whatever, I'd wear my fucking hats.
Yeah.
And Mr. Harrah, do you have to wear that hat and clip? Hey, it's part of my costume. Well, what are you? I'm me for out of school. See? When I'm out of school, I wear my hat. You know, and dude, yeah, fuck yeah. They used to fucking get pissed off at me. But there was one year I dressed up like Mike Muir from Suicidal Tendencies. So I had the suicidal hat and had the bandana.
Yeah.
Had the blue bandana, and I'm walking in, ooh, dale. Had the fucking flannel, button up to the top. We're walking through the place, just be, how can I laugh tomorrow when I can't even smile today? And people just laugh. It was hilarious. But still, even then, after a while, I'd take that hat off and put my Yankees hat on, and they go, isn't he from LA, but he's a Yankees fan. Shut the fuck up. Actually, he's a Dodgers fan. But they were none the wiser. They didn't fucking listen to ST. Yeah, I'm full of it tonight, folks. So how the fuck are you all doing out there?
I think they're all asleep.
They might be fucking watching House Targaryen playing the great battle.
Yeah.
Because winter is here.
Yeah. People have been trying to get me into that really hard.
Wait till it's over. Wait till it's over. I wished I did.
I'd advise you wait until it's over.
I would.
Damn, you got it. Man, should
have known better. And we die young.
We need to bring that one back.
Yeah! I fucking love that.
Greg and I jammed a Man in the Box at DTF practice the other day.
Nice.
Just warming up.
Dude, that song used to give me such a pain in the ass. And then just a couple of years ago, I was noodling around with some people, and I hit the note. I kept like going above my octave range when all I had to do was just sing it louder with my mouth open. That was all I had to fucking do. I didn't have to put myself. Dude, I threw mics. I kicked shit off. I was a hothead because I wanted to do that shit better, and I couldn't fucking get it out of my system. But then all of a sudden I was able to do it. So that's fun.
Their harmonies always get me, man. I love their harmonies.
Told someone Merry Christmas instead of Happy Easter.
Yes.
That's about the same thing. It's pagan.
It's all the same.
Yeah, it's a pagan holiday. They just changed it all up.
Merry Ishtar, everyone.
Yeah. Your happy day of Joey Ramone's death, motherfuckers. That's what I remember it as. It's not. I used to make kick-ass Easter baskets. That's probably about the best thing about Easter, is because I used to make killer Easter baskets. Because I fuck you up. I give you everything your heart desires in an Easter basket.
It's too close to 420 for me this year, so I couldn't get into it.
Yeah. What a weird ass fucking day.
Yeah, man.
Adolf Hitler's birthday, Bart Simpson's birthday, the anniversary of Columbine.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear about the crazy person out in Colorado that was like obsessed with the shooting? Was like saying they wanted to do a 20th anniversary tribute or whatever, and went out and bought like a sawed-off shotgun or some shit, and then they got arrested.
It is 20 years.
Yeah, it's been 20 years.
Yeah, because Wayne Gretzky's retirement happened on 4/18.
Yep.
And 2 days later, that shit went down.
Yeah, man.
Wow, yeah. Man, I can't get over it. It's been 20 fucking years.
I think I was a freshman in high school maybe when that went down.
Yep. I was terrified when that shit, for a second I was scared, but then I thought about it, and I was like, man, people in West Virginia ain't going to shoot up the school. They're going to go down and shoot the fucking wall, down the river.
I don't know. It could happen.
Well, Cheese Dick brought another Cheese Dick story. That crazy son of a bitch told a bunch of dudes on our senior year he was going to shoot them on the last day of school. Brought a fucking loaded gun to school.
I'll shoot you.
I'll blap my gun and shoot you. That was what he used to tell you, man. And he made fucking CNN News. He made CNN News.
Damn.
And Judge Hangman Hay got him. Mr. Hangman fucking Hay himself got Cheese Dick stood on that fucking Mario Lemieux had lymphoma. There's a lot of crazy shit. But yeah, it was 1999 was such a fucked up and weird year. What a weird year.
It was a weird year.
It still makes me like kind of stay. It was like 1992. 1992 was a weird year. The Columbine, or not Columbine, but fucking South Central.
Yeah.
The whole time. The riots, well, and Ice-T's cop killer.
Yeah.
And then, the whole shit with, what do you call it? God damn it. Bosnia. Black Hawk Down.
Yeah.
And all that shit went down. and everybody's just going fucking nuts. And everybody's asking President Bush what. All I know is that Ice-T writing songs about killing cops. I remember that, Larry, when the guy tried to sell you a 25. But they better not be writing songs about President, where are those soldiers? Our soldiers will do just fine. But Ice-T, I want you to hear me. And then on Arsenio Hall, dude, this governor from Arkansas come out with a saxophone.
That's some crazy shit, dude.
I was looking for my kazoo. I don't see it, motherfucker. Guess it's went the way of the kazoo. But anyway, yeah, and then he started like tap the Soren, started rolling with President candidate Clinton, and rock the vote. You know, the whole rock the vote movement of '92 and all that shit. All that was going on. I mean, LA was on fire. Slayer and Ice-T were in a studio recording Disorder. Oh, one of the greatest fucking heavy metal songs ever written. Probably one of my favorites. And to hear Body Count do it at Barbecue that one year, yeah, I about ripped my own heart out and made a 3-point shot with it. Like that Guar cartoon, the guy just pulls his fucking eyeballs out and stuffs them in his ears. I was gonna pull them out and like put them up into my nuts and have double the barrels. Yeah, dude, it was such an uncertain, fucked up yet beautiful time. Let me quote Dickens: "It was the best of times, and it was the worst of times." Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And like I have friends now who are almost old men who were born in 1992. And that's a real weird fucking thing for me.
It is a weird thing, man.
And so, you know, because you and Adam shared the same age. And so when you'll say something, I immediately slingshot back to that time.
Yep.
And I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, well, my sister was born in '92.
So was Willie.
Yeah.
Isn't that fucking weird?
It is weird.
Weird as fuck.
But you know, like, lately, you know, I'll be talking to someone and I'll mention like 9/11 or some shit, and they're like, I was in kindergarten, or I don't remember 9/11. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, way to fuck me all up. But yeah, mention 9/11 to a fucking 20-year-old kid, they don't remember it. Because it was damn near 20 years ago. It was 18 years ago.
God damn.
This year. This year it'll be 18 years.
18 fucking years.
Isn't that crazy?
18 fucking years.
Yeah, dude. In September it'll be 18 years, I think.
18.
My math is not incorrect. Yeah, 2001 happened. 2001. It's 2019. Isn't that crazy? But it doesn't feel like it.
No. Well, Colonel Potter once said, when you're a kid, life and time is slow.
Yeah.
But when you get older, the clock just seems to speed on up.
I mean, like, it makes sense why it does, though. I mean, if you think about it, like, okay, if you're 5, and your whole scope of reference is 5 years, then, like, 1 year is a long fucking time. It's like a fifth of your life. But by the time you're 20, a fifth of your life is 4 fucking years. It's 4 years when you're 20 would equal 1 year when you're 5.
Yeah.
Well, you know, like, then you extrapolate that out, you know, by the time you're 40, you know, that same amount of time to you is, you know, instead of being 4 years, it's 8 years. You know what I mean? So, like, 1 year when you're 5 is the equivalent of, like, 8 years when you're 40.
Yeah.
You know, it's relative like that, and it makes sense. Like when you have a bigger frame of reference, like you know, time is very relative. Like if you lived 200 years, you know, a year or two would be nothing. It would seem like a flyby.
Yeah, yeah.
It does for me at 34. You know.
Well, in my 40s, like a few months ago, or well, it might have been last year, I got soused and watched Flash Gordon for like the first time in a long time. And I was sitting and watching it, and I remember sitting in front of the TV with that movie, Buckaroo Banzai, with fucking Dark Crystal, Manhunter, and all these certain flicks, and smelling Mom cooking fried potatoes in the other room. And sitting in front of the TV with all my toys in front of me, and like the air conditioner blowing, the bright sun shining through the window pane. And when I sit and watch the movie now, I'm in my fucking 40s, and I was single digits when this shit was out.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just, it's so weird. And like, I have so many different memories attached to these movies and to those series of movies. And it's probably that's one of the main reasons. Oh shit, yeah. Yeah. I still have my birthday present that you got me, the Eddie New York Rangers shirt. And I wear it when they usually do good, which hasn't been too goddamn often. Fucking assholes. I swear they keep fucking screwing around and getting rid of people.
Don't screw around.
Yeah, man, shit. Lundqvist ain't got much time left. That motherfucker going to retire with a cupless. Well, he got the cup in 2009. But shit on a wafer. But yeah, all this great history and nostalgia stuck to beautiful points in your life. And I think that's one of the main reasons why I still collect toys, because it brings me back to a simpler time in my life. And the stuff that I'm getting now was stuff that I wanted as a child but never thought I would ever see. And like, for instance, like just recently I got these juicy bastards from my friend Ryan. He hooked me up. Fucking Professor Hulk in the Quantum Realm suit and Warrior Thanos. I'm not a big fan of the 12-inch dolls too much, and yes, they're dolls because you could put them beside a Barbie and they could like hang out in Barbie's house. You know, people like collectors and we get into it.
They're action figures.
This is an action figure. That's little Bruce Banner. He's, hello people, I am the guy that has the Hulk in me. Notice my ripped clothes and my face here. Please. Face. Yeah, he's not happy. Would you be if you had to stretch into fucking Hulk's body? Bitchin'. But yeah, thank you, man. But yeah, I still collect shit now. Like, my favorite thing that I got recently, I love those little pink fucking muscle men. And people know this. I've loved them since I was knee-high to a booger. And Iron Maiden, I guess, finally opened up their license to Super 7. And they got these 3 3/4-inch action figures. You could literally have, like, Eddie hanging out with Luke Skywalker. You could have Eddie hanging out with Bo and Luke Duke. You could have Eddie hanging out with MASH. You could have Eddie hanging out with your Stargate figures. You could have Eddie hanging out with any of these motherfuckers over here. You know, the 3 3/4-inch flavor of the 70s. And I wanted those fucking figures for years. But Iron Maiden, being the integral band that they are, yeah, they were the 12-inch GI Joe dolls. But I have a friend that gets into it with me about it a lot. Sorry, Rudy. He's like, they are action figures. I'm like, but you can change their clothes. They have clothes. Barbie's got a wardrobe too. It's not a wardrobe, it's accessories. Barbie has accessories too. If he watches these, I swear he's gonna call me up and chew my ass out about it. It's beautiful. But and then see like the little muscle people like this, which this isn't muscle, this is Marvel 500. That's a figurine. That's a figurine. It's not posable. I'm the guy that little guy just showed you a bit ago transforms into. And and I got another one here for you. I am watching you. Yes, go down the road with the car with the brakes kind of iffy. I will be waiting. And then we were just talking about the legend earlier. Here's a newer muscle figure of Rowdy Piper. Very delicious little piece. I posted an Instagram post wishing him happy birthday, standing over a zombie Hulk Hogan. Dumb bastard. But, I love little things like that. And they're cheap, they're easy to collect, and they're fun. And I like little things like that. And I mean, I'll get my Mego dolls and I'll get 3 3/4-inch figures, but what's really been occupying my time is those Iron Maiden figures. There's 3 different colors. I got all 3 of the colors. There's versions of the newer 3 3/4-inch figures that are out. They're supposed to be dropping a second series, so it's kind of cool. And but it's really funny because during the era when wrestling was big, Nikki Sixx fucked Bruce Dickinson's wife. And Bruce had some things to say about it. And it's rumored that Tattooed Millionaire was written about either him or Axl Rose. Yeah, the story goes as such, like he told Howard Stern this on a Howard Stern episode when he was promoting the Heroin Diaries. First time he was in England, he lays down in bed and this hot British chick climbs through the window, fucks his brains out 7 different ways to Sunday. And she said, not a word, but you'll meet me tomorrow. Well then, their fucking manager, god damn it, I can't remember his fucking name, but he managed Skid Row, he managed Kiss, he managed all kinds of fucking people. Shit. But he introduces, yeah, dude, look this shit up. Look this shit up. It's gospel. Doc McGee, I want to say. Let me see. Doc McGee. Yep, Doc McGee. Yeah, Doc McGee was with Motley, and Rod Smallwood was with Maiden. And they met, and when they met, Nikki, they're introducing Nikki to Bruce and Bruce's wife, and the woman standing beside Mr. Dickinson happened to have been Dickin' Nikki. And she, hello, how are you today?
Pleased to meet you for the first time ever.
Yeah, and Nikki didn't say anything all those years. Never told Bruce, never said anything. But I think Bruce knew. And no, it wasn't Bob Rock. Bob Rock was their producer for Dr. Feelgood. And he produced all kinds of people. He produced Bon Jovi. He was Metallica's producer. He produced the Cult Sonic Temple. He produced Aerosmith album. I want to say he might have produced Pump. I think he either Pump or something else. I mean, Bob Rock produced a lot. When Metallica decided to go with him rather than Fleming Rasmussen again, because they felt Fleming was too hurtful to them. Wonder how they felt when fucking Rick Rubin was berating them. But like that whole thing, they ended up, yeah, she was, and Bruce eventually divorced her and married the lady he's with now. And strangely enough, as much as I look up to Bruce, I don't know anything about his wife or his son, who happens to be a singer now too. I know he's a singer, and he sings kind of newer music, or if he still does. He did about 8 years ago. Now I know about Steve's daughter, Lauren Harris. She's a great little singer. She sings barefoot, and like when she's singing the songs, she has Steve's fucking jowls.
Yeah.
And like there are pictures of her, and she's going, and I swear the only thing she needs is a P-bass and a fucking West Ham jersey.
Yep.
You know, that's all she needs. And she looks just like dear old Deb. She's a little cutie, man. I mean, he has like 6 kids. Steve Harris has like 6 fucking kids.
Damn.
That's fine, man. That's one of the rare instances of a smart, talented person spreading their seed throughout the earth.
Yeah.
You know? And I've heard Mustaine's daughter is cool. Justice. He is married. He's married, and Tommy Lee married somebody else. I think Vince Neil's married to his flute.
Oh.
Hey, man, I'm a piece of shit. But if I was that bad, I would look at you and tell you, husband, get rid of me. Put me in a rocket ship and shoot me to the heart of the sun. Or get me Jenny Craig now.
Happy.
He sounds like, yeah, he sounds like fucking Rob Zombie at Ozfest. Yeah. 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 He can't fucking sing his songs. You know, he can't sing his fucking songs. That's such a bummer. Well, see, when the last time they played Charleston, I saw him. Mick was on it.
Yeah.
Goddamn Rock of Gibraltar. Fucking Nicky, the madman that he is, rolling on the fucking stage, playing his fucking Thunderbird with his legs up in the fucking air, almost sucking his own dick. Tommy Lee getting shot out of the fucking stage, flying over Japan with a cam showing everybody, shaking hands with everybody while he's playing drums with his dick. You know, I mean, it was your typical wowza Motley Crue show. The bad part of it was Vince, because he had that fucking surgery done that changed his nasals. And, like, Vince had that kind of nasally voice.
Mm-hmm.
And that was his shtick. That was what he did. Now he don't sound right to me. He don't sound right. Yeah. And, you know, I was watching a video of Mick Mars talking about Ernie Ball guitars, or Ernie Ball strings. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about putting something out here soon. He's probably going to lose fans. I was like, have you been paying attention to Vince lately there, bud? I think people would be happy to see the inspiration for Alistair Fiend out there. You know, he was. You're right, Larry. He was. He was the most musical member of Motley Crue.
Oh, by far.
Dude, that's why I loved his riffs. Loved his riffs.
Yeah, he's the reason I like the band, honestly. I mean, I don't care for them as people, except for Mick. Mick seems like he's a pretty cool guy. I think, yeah, mostly they weren't really a great a great band all together. They had a couple of talented members
Yeah.
that made them look better than they
Tommy is my favorite because he was just this energetic, ridiculously funny, personable kind of guy. He's always, hey man, what's going on, dude? Hey, what's going on? Hey, and he just, Tommy was just all over the fucking place. He was hilarious. He was funny. He was always in the news. He was always doing something silly. And I mean, just hapless fun. He enjoyed what he was and what he did.
Yeah.
And he was always up about giving you a fucking show because look at the ridiculous shit he did with his drum kit. Making the drum kit get up and do 360s and shimmy out into the fucking crowd. And you're right, Motley Crue is Nicky because it was his vision. It was his clout, it was his pull. But yeah, and while he was in pain, that motherfucker was killing it. They were they were a great fucking. You're right about them not being the best. That they weren't as musical as Maiden or Judas Priest or Metallica, but boy, did they have balls.
Yeah.
You know, they had balls, and what they wrote about was just fucking drinking, snorting, slutting about.
I want a band to be like that nowadays, but like darker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want that. I want a band like that.
You said it, man. You said it so many times. Rock and roll isn't dangerous anymore. Well, there isn't rock and roll. It's all fabricated or copying everything else. And there really should be a band like that. Speaking of a face, I watched the most recent episode of Supernatural because everybody knows next year's the end of Supernatural. But something always tickled me when Dean would show up as a federal agent. Like he would come
always,
in,
yeah.
Agent Hetfield, this is Agent Ulrich.
Yeah.
You know, Hetfield Mustaine, this is Ellefson. The most recent one, I'm Agent Kilmister. This is Agent Taylor.
Nice.
This is Agent Clark.
That's pretty cool.
And when he said that, I was like, boom! Boom! And what did I just say, Larry? You know, exactly.
Yeah.
When he said Agent Kilmister, I was just, boom! Finally, that show can end now because I waited for the longest time. Like, there was one time when he was Bachman and he was Turner.
That's pretty cool.
You know, there was one time when the three of them come in. I'm Agent Lee. This is Agent Peart. This is Agent Lifeson.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know. So that was kind of cool, man. And shout out to fucking the Supernatural writers for putting that in there. Lemmy is probably in heaven, fucking all of the Muslim virgins, going, I felt a tingle on my back. That felt pretty good. Must say myself. Come on, girl. Let's get out again. You know? You romantic fools. I mean, you know, beautiful, beautiful. So, that's kind of cool. But you're right, dude. There isn't a dangerous band anymore.
You know what? Do you know who Warren Hewitt is? He's a producer.
Regale me.
He's worked on like a lot of like bigger rock bands and stuff like that. He has a YouTube channel. I was watching a thing of his.
The Night's Lost? Fuck. Sorry.
Bummer. Anyway, so he's got this YouTube channel and it's called Produce Like a Pro. And he was talking about how basically, you know, Beat Detective and shit like that has contributed to rock and roll's decline. And there was one actually where do you know who Rick Beato is? He does a lot of the same kind of shit, but he like breaks down shit. Like he like will deconstruct songs and say like, you know, what makes this song great or whatever. and he goes through, and he had multi-tracks of songs, and he was talking about how Beat Detective killed the groove of rock and roll, because he was playing like a drum track from like a Zeppelin song, and he was like, okay, like listen to this drum track, and he played it, and he was like, now look at the grid.
I remember that.
He's like, it's off time, let's fix it with Beat Detective, and he did, and he was like, now see, it's correct, but what happened to the groove? It's gone. And he was playing like a Nickelback song. He was like, look, this aligns perfectly to the grid. It's technically correct. I could take this and chop it up and move it all around. I could make it sound like they did this instead of this. That's why producers like it. It's also why rock and roll is crap, He was going through the whole thing. And
I did watch The Dirt.
I've not seen The Dirt yet.
It's pretty fucked up.
Really?
It's pretty fucked up. I liked it. There was a few people I noticed on my Facebook that were like, it's crap. Man, you can't. If the movie was produced by Vince Neil, if it was produced by Nikki Sixx, if it was produced by Tommy Lee, and if it was produced by Mick Mars, that's the truth they want you to have. Just consider that gospel, move on. I want to read that book. Yeah.
I mean, it's not the objective truth.
No, fuck no. It's Hollywood truth. And we're better to tell the story, or to base a story about a rock band from Hollywood. Have it be a Hollywood production. But but Larry brought up something every time, like Capitol High. When in the first year they didn't have a computer system set up yet, so people were getting in trouble all over the fucking place. And Mr. Giles was a Kiss fan, so you couldn't pull this shit on him. But at school they would be like, I'd like these certain students to come to the office or the student store, was where they distributed punishment. And they would name people from A to Z. And Lars Ulrich was called quite a few times. Lars Ulrich was a motherfucker. Lars Ulrich got in all kinds of trouble.
Well, shit.
Ted Nugent got in trouble once too, and that ended up coming back and biting the person on the ass who said that. Because, Paul Baloff got in trouble a couple of times. Steve Sousa, members of Exodus and shit. Oh, dude, it was hilarious. And Larry was like, I remember hearing Lars Ulrich getting called over the speaker, so I had to drop that out. But yeah, man, but mostly all of those movies kind of are the same. It's a bunch of nobodies who happen across something in a time when it's fashionable not to do what you're doing, becoming successful, becoming ate up with success, somebody dies, everybody wakes up, one or more of the people in the story realize they are addicted to something. They take the upward path up or the path down, and then you go to the crescendo, to the coda of the fucking movie. And they usually, if it ends, it ends. If it goes on, they explain that. And The Dirt kind of went on. It basically kind of only went to a certain point of the career, but it told everything from like beginning to about Generation Swine.
Yeah.
It went up to Generation Swine. Thank God they didn't play any of the music off that album. I'm gonna tell you what, dude, and I appreciate Motley Crue like a motherfucker, but Generation Swine was trash. Trash. I hated that fucking album. It was awful. Fucking Tommy Lee's song about his son Brandon. My God, dude. I hold my ex-fiance bought that fucking CD at Walmart. I'm a bad mother. Beep. Yes, I'm a bad mother. Beep. She had to eat that 15 or 11 bucks. Or it was 11 or 7 bucks. I can't remember. That's where I said, you're not saving money. You're just saving words. But every time a cuss word's in it, they extract $1, I bet. And that's why it's so cheap. They can't sell that shit. And she puts that fucker in Adam's CD player, and Adam was like choking. I'll go eat. I'll go eat.
Yep.
I'll go eat. I go walking in there, and what the fuck? Is that a beep? Are they fucking beeping them? And she went, yeah, and I was like, yeah, see, I love Theater of Pain too, man. I mean, Shout the Devil's a bad motherfucking album. That's a bad motherfucker. But I loved Theater of Pain. I loved how pretty it was. It was such a pretty album. But the whole band thought it was shit or didn't care because they were so fucked up on drugs.
Yep.
That's such a shame because I liked Use It or Lose It. I liked Keep Your Eye on the Money because if it wasn't so bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. So keep your eye on the money. Keep your eye on the dealer's hand. That's a bad shit. That's good shit. Yeah, they will tell you. But see that I have that like retarded brain like function in my brain because In Through the Outdoors is my favorite Led Zeppelin album.
Yeah.
And everybody hates that album. Southbound Suarez is fucking awesome. Hot Dog is awesome. Well, I just got into town today. Find my girl that's gone away. Struck the Greyhound at the general store. Fuck yeah. I wanna crawl. I wanna crawl. I like what I like, you know. But still, nobody can fake the funk on Number of the Beast.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna fake the funk on that. Watching some guys talking about the best albums of heavy metal albums of '82, and he's like, Number of the Beast screws low because there are songs in it that aren't good. And your mother's a fucking whore, buddy. She fucked the postman, and that's why the guy that delivers your mail looks a lot like you. Go fuck yourself, buddy. Don't you dare say anything about TNOTB. I'll punch you in your goddamn throat with my little dick. I'm ridiculous. That's the thing about music, though, and about that '80s metal. And I'm gonna generalize it because it was brutal, it was heavy, it was offensive, it was nasty, it was dangerous, it was slimy. Dude, your parents felt dirty when they picked up your albums. Even my mom would look at me and go, is that a naked woman nailed to a pentagram upside down with her guts hanging around her titties? Nah, Mom, it's a female goat woman thing, nailed to a cross with her entrails wrapped around her titties. She just looked down at me and go, it was just last month I finally fucking allowed you to listen to Ozzy Osbourne in my house. Where the hell did you get this? It's Norwegian black metal, Mom. I got it off a friend of mine. Well, your friend's one fucked up person. Isn't that great? Yeah. My mom, dude, she didn't get it. I mean, she was an old rock and roller. And they considered what Buddy Holly did jungle music. they'd even tell, like, people in Lubbock, Texas would look at him and go, let me see if that black will show up when I wipe your makeup off. Well, I'll put it this way, he was the first white act to play the Apollo. And me and Ollie V, like, what they did was they kept the curtain down. Mm-hmm. And he said, before we go out there, they're going to kill us. Crowds out there, all them people out there in the crowd, bring out people. And they're like, all right, folks, here's Buddy Holly and the Crickets. And they're like, yeah, because they thought Buddy was black. And he's shredding that, he's shredding that song. Me and Ollie, and they're shredding. And then people are fucking dancing in the aisle and throwing it down, and jugs are bouncing, asses are bouncing. I mean, it's like a fucking cartoon, man. Everybody's out there dancing in the aisles. And right in the middle of the fucking song, Buddy's leaning back for the power stance, rocking that fucking American Strat he had. And they pull the fucking curtain, people are fucking dancing, and then there's 3 white guys on the fucking stage. And Buddy's looking at him, did I tell you to stop rocking and rolling? Hell no! And they all started to go, fuck yeah then! Fuck it if he's white, let's party! And he broke that fucking boundary, but you'll never hear anybody say anything about that. Because he got as much racial tension as black people did.
Yeah, Buddy did it in that direction, and then at the same time, Chuck Berry was doing it the opposite direction.
And Elvis was kind of splitting it down the fucking middle.
Yeah.
And that's why he became more popular, because he sounded like a black guy, moved like a black guy, but was the prettiest white guy anybody had ever seen. Now, I'm speaking for everybody else, because I really am not an Elvis Presley guy. I'm not. I'm a Beatles guy. That happens. And, with as far as Megadeth, what is it?
I think they were asking about favorite Megadeth and Metallica albums.
It's Rust in Peace has Hangar 18, baby. I just checked. But yeah, but with that being said, that was a big thing, and my mom got really hazed for liking Buddy. She really got it, man. And she didn't realize she was kind of oppressing me the way she was oppressed. And when it all came down the pike, and when old Mama Batten explained to her about fucking Ozzy, Mom kind of lightened up on me and let me start bringing Ozzy albums in. And when she allowed the Prince of Darkness through the doors of Aquilonia Major, that's when Venom came in. Celtic Frost, and Slayer, and Sirith and Gaul, and Possessed, and Sacred Reich, and the Cro-Mags, New York hardcore, and all this other shit started funneling its way in. And Mom was just like, there'd be times she'd be listening, and sometimes she would like fuck me up and pull my headphones out. And right in the middle of one of these dudes be chanting, "The walls of Satan," and she'd be like, "Are you over here concocting shit?" And her eyes would get all big, and she'd go, "You can't be having demons in the fucking house." But then this silly motherfucker would bring black candles in the house. So after I said, if I can't listen to satanic Norwegian black metal, you can't have black candles in the house. Man. And by God, you ain't gonna pull that kind of shit. And, I mean, it's just, it's crazy. But back then, it was scary. And the last time I think we as a nation were scared of somebody was Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
Because, Marilyn was a child of Alice. He was a child of Peter Murphy of Bauhaus. He was a child of Iggy Pop. Very much a child of Iggy with the broken glass and Whatever you have, throw it at me and I'll cut myself with it. I'll wear it. It'll become me, you fucking nasty bitches. Bow. Get a mouthful of my blood as I give it to you on stage. You know, that's kind of what Iggy would do. By the way, happy birthday, Iggy. And as much as Joey is the king of punk, Iggy is the father of punk. Because the Stooges were the first. That's why I always wanted to cover fucking Search and Destroy.
Yeah.
That riff, that... It just... It's so fucking driving. Yeah, the newer stuff, he has evolved into the character that is the bloated rock star that he lamented about in the Dope Show. They like you when you're on all the covers. When you're not, they love another. And he's kind of picked that up with that album that he put out a few years ago, the one that's got the Mustapheles of Los Angeles on it. So yeah, I mean, there's... I'm a huge fan of good music. And newer music just... Today's music ain't got the same soul. And I get old drive around and roll.
You have to look harder for it.
You're right,
Yeah,
you're
You
right.
have to look harder.
And I mean, there's probably a few things out there that tickles my bowels, but not much anymore. Somebody's trying to get in.
And I think Aaron asked a minute ago, Randy versus Zach, and honestly, that's a hard one to call for me because as a guitarist, I have to give it to Randy.
MC5 was badass.
Pure technique, you know.
But punk is attitude too. Remember that.
He had a lot of chops. You know, he had a lot of.
Randy was
versatility.
classically trained.
But Zach
Extremely versatile.
played on a lot of the shit that I really like. Like a lot of my favorite Ozzy material has Zach on it. You know?
Zach is a headbanger.
Yeah.
Zach is a genetically engineered rock and roller. Zach is like Slash, he was genetically engineered to be the guy that he is.
Yeah.
He is this fucking rock guitar hero icon. And as far as being rock music, Zach owns it. Owns it. And has years of experience to prove it. But it's like a Chuck Norris versus Bruce Lee kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Lee is the master, motherfucker. Bruce Lee can look... And he do that.
He could kill you.
And you go through my couch, through the wall, 20 feet into the ground, dead.
Yeah.
You were dead the second he did this. Put his hand on you.
D.E.D. dead.
Yeah, dude, yeah. The opposite of living and happy. But Chuck Norris doesn't sleep, he wakes. You know, Chuck Norris's tears cure cancer. It's a shame the fucker don't cry. You know, Chuck Norris don't go hunting. Hunting is a hint of failure. Chuck Norris goes killing. So you could do the same thing with Zakk Wylde and Zakk Wylde and Randy Rhoads. Randy Rhoads was the master.
Yeah.
And Randy Rhoads gave Zach the stepping stone, as Bruce Lee gave Chuck Norris the stepping stone.
Yeah.
Chuck Norris is the face of martial arts and badassery and sheer power for the craft and the art of martial arts. Same can be said about Zakk Wylde. But a motherfucker who tells you to be water, my friend, and throws Jackie Chan around on Jackie Chan's first set. Randy Rhoads is out there very much like the Ramones, Pied Pipering children to pick up guitars. the motherfucker still, after all these years, still has a following like no other rocker. Why? Because motherfucker was the master.
We're still trying to figure him out.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure Randy where he was coming from out. And even Ozzy himself numerous times has said, I don't think Randy would have stayed with me. I think Randy would have left.
Oh, he would have, yeah. He would have definitely moved on.
He would have moved on, and he would have been something else, even better than me. Well, Oz, you're a great entertainer. Fucking incredible songwriter. And the father of modern day heavy metal as we have it. I'm not going to dispute that. I'm not going to argue with that. I'm not going to say anything negatory about that. I don't want to get that kind of fucking fight started. Not even to play devil's advocate. If there's people out there that want to say RJD, or people want to say Hetfield, people want to say Mustaine, or whatever, they're all up there, but the tritone was the opening of the portal to hell.
Yep. Yeah, baby.
It was like Tony did, quote unquote, sell their souls for rock and roll.
Well, Tony Iommi notes.
Yeah, even delivered left-handed. Gods of the left hand, I mean, come on. How perfect. And how dark and deceitful those songs were. Even like, Evil Woman, what is it? Was it Sick World? The world, Wicked World. Yeah, the world today is such a wicked place. This fucking, just, trying to think who's on par with Randy. Unknown Henson.
Yeah, but that's a completely different style.
Guitar's guitar. Unknown Henson. I've never seen a motherfucker use a neck like it. The only other person that could do neck work like Randy in that sense is Eddie, but Eddie even approaches the guitar differently.
Yeah, it's totally a different universe with Eddie.
Yeah, because Eddie wasn't classically trained. I want to say Stewart was classically trained. You don't know much.
Say what's going on with Stewart.
Yeah, you don't know much about what's going on with the man that is Daniel Stewart Baker, aka Unknown Henson.
He's got a lot of influences.
Yeah, there's a lot of influences. There's a lot of stories. The man lives to mislead you.
Yeah.
The king don't tell you all his secrets, baby. The king don't fuck around with you. And that's one of the things. It's one of the reasons why I endear to Unknown Henson. I have him tattooed on me. Plus he is probably one of the most influential cartoon characters in the past 20 years. Fucking Early Kyler is a national treasure now. And almost 20 goddamn years Squidbillies episodes are shit now. But Henson he's an incredible man, an incredible performer, an incredible entertainer, but probably hands down by my standards, the best goddamn guitarist I have ever seen in my life. And I'm not sucking his dick because he's a friend of mine and because I've worked with him. But that man is incredible. Mustaine is great. I can agree with Mustaine being underrated, but it's his attitude and his fucking mouth that just... It's like he serves a special kind of food that you can only get from him served in a fucking bedpan.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, he serves you this special kind of meatloaf with delicious things inside of it, served around diarrhea in a fucking bedpan.
Yeah, it's true.
And he off-puts me so much because of his attitude. And that attitude is what kind of makes me go, God damn, man. You know, Scott Ian is a sour ass. Eddie Van Halen's a sour ass. Dave Mustaine started out a sour ass. Motherfucker, what else do you want? You're never going to be as good as Metallica. They just had the breaks. They just had the breaks. They had people like John and Marcia Zazula basically telling Anthrax, if you didn't have a career, you won't have a career unless you put this band from San Francisco that's better than you in your rehearsal studio. They'll never come out and say it, but goddamn it, I was around during that time and read and saw what was going on. John and Marcia just basically did this to Scott, Charlie, Danny, Frankie, and fucking Joey, and just pushed them out of the fucking way and just said, Metallica, here's some money for them. Would not give Anthrax a look. And the only reason why they did help was because they got a singer that they chose for the band. That's why SOD happened. And when SOD happened, it was during the time when Joey was retracking Spreading the Disease because they were omitting and deleting all Matt Salinger stuff because the album was supposed to be called Spread It. Yeah, see, motherfuckers, you don't know the shit like I know the shit. I was there. I wasn't there like in the studio and shit, but I was reading the magazines. I was buying the tapes. I was jacking people and taking their tapes because I couldn't afford to buy them all the time. And fuck you too. You deserve to be rolled, you pieces of shit. You traded them for fucking dope anyways. I'm the one that gave you salt and you thought it was Coke.
Oh,
fuck you.
Fuck.
I don't give a fuck, man. Blue cheese with wings. Motherfucker, that's the shit. Diaz! But anyways.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying though, man. I've listened to this stuff for so many years and it became a part of my life. And, you know, and I became such a snob to it that when people would try to come to me with objective opinions, I'd go, did you know about this? And yes, they are. But truthfully, I personally think they should have just stuck with Bush because the best album they ever fucking did was We've Come For You All.
I love that album.
Even the guys in the band say We've Come For You All is in their top 3. Now, I like For All Kings. I really do like For All Kings. That is a real good fucking album. I liked worship music. But dude, I think the shit they were doing with Bush was important.
Yeah.
I mean, Cadillac Rock Box, Black Dahlia, fucking Taking the Music Back. Strap It On.
I've always wanted to do that song with you.
What, Strap It On?
Yeah.
Bring me back to a heavy time. From 85 to 89. It makes so easy for me. Strap it on my old school. Fuck yes.
Yeah.
It's deep. And it's because he didn't have a fake Indian Italian fella from upstate New York singing for him, nobody wanted to give him clout. And I appreciate Bellardini. I refuse to call him Belladonna. Belladonna is a very talented porn star that takes 3 dicks in her ass at once. That's more talent than Bellardini has. I'm sorry. But I'm very partial to John Bush because he was like Mickey Mantle to Roger Maris. He was my fucking hero. He was the dude that was hammering him out of fucking ballpark using both sides. And Joey was the guy that kind of just didn't venture outside of his comfort area, where John Bush did it all the times. You goddamn right we are, because that was like the true era of art at its best. It was kind of like the Impressionist era. You know, it was kind of like the Baroque period, when people were when people were so artistic because less was better. We didn't have so much. Now, like we were saying a couple of podcasts ago about the noise of everyone. And even the basis of the name of this podcast, Not Another Goddamm Podcast. It's because of that. And it's a strange fucking nuisance, but because everybody has their own voice, everybody does everything. Everything can be acquired for a price. For Bitcoin, for the euro, for the dollar. And back then, when we were kids in the 80s, and you came around during the end of it, the way 79 was for me is the way 89 was for you. Because we are 10 years apart. Yeah. And, like, in 79, there was the explosion of the Hulk, Superman, Spider-Man. I mean, comic books were going crazy. Mego was on top. The porn industry was exploding, and they were shooting straight to video. Yeah. Rather than getting a projector and all that, they could just stop, shoot, and cut. Nuclear assault, fuck yeah, Lilker's deal. And I love nuclear assault. But there was all this great, just artistic shit that was going on. Our country was almost an upheaval because people didn't see an end in sight. And about that time, that's when punk really took hold. And then about that time, while punk was taking hold over in the Bay Area, that's when the crosses started going upside down. That's when the blood started dripping a little bit more. And, you know, in about, like I said, about 85, 86, that's when metal got mean. And it got, like, it went on the defensive. And then, of course, you had probably one of the single greatest and most important performances happening in early March in Long Beach Arena with Live After Death. And that set standards. That set standards for production, for performance, for top-notch writing, for everything. And then about that time also in 85, in Richmond, Virginia, a bunch of art school fucks take over this old abandoned dairy place, and they start living in this place, inhabiting it, and filling themselves with couch foam and latex and duct tape. And the next thing you know, Glah is born. Yeah. And all this crazy, just artistic shit was going on. And it took hold of everybody. And, you know, and about that time, right when rock was almost on its way out, it exploded and shot one more seed from its little port. That seed, Guns N' Roses. Yep. And then during that end is where everything began to kind of fucking open up. And in the 90s, that's when the death metal movement took itself all the way over to fucking Clearwater. We all bringing this whole discussion back to that. The riots, O.J. Simpson, body count being on the fucking chopping block, Bill Clinton playing a saxophone, while our current president didn't give a fuck about anything but a rapper's hardcore song about killing cops when our nation was in absolute and totally utter upheaval. And leave it to that evil horror rock music to be the cause of it.
To be the scapegoat.
So, you know, I mean, throw some logs on this.
Yep, that's how it works.
Because, and the access to action, well, yeah. And see Iron Maiden, along with Scorpions, playing behind the Iron Curtain. And those were more important fucking shows.
Yep.
And of course, Scorpions, who better? I mean, even though I am sick of the fucking song, but I'm not sick of what it meant. The winds of change.
It's beautiful.
It is. Although I do love that Mortal Kombat, the Scorpions. Did you see that video I posted?
I sure did.
It's all the little Scorpions, the little keyboards and
They're
guitars.
playing, yeah. Oh, it's so cute.
It's great shit.
And it is midnight, and we've been on this for about 2 hours and change. So we should probably.
Was I talking my head off again?
We should probably sign on off.
Did I overtalk?
Yeah, whatever.
Fuck.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
But,
I'm excited and I'm weird and I'm goofy.
That's what we're here for.
Well, yeah, but I want you to talk too.
It's all right.
I'm a dickhead like that. I apologize, but yeah, the next one we do, I don't know when we're doing it, but if the stars align themselves properly and right, I'm kind of hoping we'll have a surprise for you.
Yeah.
So
Fingers crossed.
yes, fingers fucking crossed, and maybe this poor baby of mine will fucking duct tape my mouth shut. But at least you all know, if you have a question about something classic metal-wise, ask. I can give you a little bit of a history on it.
Yeah.
And see, that's
what the chat bar is for.
Yeah. I love that chat bar. You know, I rue the day that if this gets big enough, we start getting jokers in there.
Yeah. Oh, we'll always have jokers, I
Yeah,
gotta say.
and but yeah, I love you too, baby, and thank you for all the support you and Geek Hammer's done.
Yeah.
Seriously, man, we now you say something, goddamn.
It's wonderful, man. We really do appreciate it, and we love when you guys are staying on with us through the whole time. We love when you guys pop on and off. We love when you guys just pop on and say hi or say fuck you and go back to your life. I mean, this thing is here for you guys. It's here for you to check out whenever you can. If you can be on here live, that's great. You can be on here later, that's even better because it gets the numbers up.
Yeah.
Share it. You can like it. You can give it to your friends. You can bring people on here for us to talk their head off too. And that's what we're here for. So until we see you guys again.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the clouds when we're together?
Just
Sing a song and think about sunny weather. Happy trails to you till we meet again.
And I hope you get more Tootsies and Turds. Don't take any
Wood nickels and toodaloo, motherfuckers.
Keep your dick out of your zipper.
And stare at your asshole in the mirror if you feel plighted.
Good night.
You kill it there.